Welcome to Golden Rule Wisdom. Today we explore a heartbreaking fable about the devastating power of rumors and unverified information. In a lush, peaceful farm, a loyal horse worked tirelessly from dawn until dusk, giving his absolute best every day. He pulled heavy ploughs across the vast fields, never complaining, always ensuring the crops were perfectly tended for his master. The sun beat down mercilessly on his strong back, yet the dedicated creature continued his grueling labor without any hesitation. Sweat dripped from his brow as he carried massive loads of harvested wheat, proving his unwavering dedication to the farm. Every other animal respected his incredible work ethic, watching him haul heavy carts across the muddy roads with immense strength. Despite his immense power, his body slowly began to feel the heavy toll of continuous, unforgiving labor over the years. One particularly exhausting evening, the sky turned a deep purple as the tired horse finally returned to his quiet stable. He drank slowly from his wooden trough, his muscles aching deeply from the massive effort he exerted throughout the day. Leaning against the wooden fence, he let out a long, heavy sigh, feeling the overwhelming weight of his daily responsibilities. He closed his weary eyes, imagining just one peaceful morning where he wouldn't have to pull the heavy iron plough. The poor creature was not lazy or rebellious. He was simply exhausted and desperately needed a short moment of rest. Speaking softly to himself in the dim light, he whispered his innocent desire into the quiet, still air of night. "I am so incredibly tired today. Perhaps tomorrow I will kindly ask the master for a single day of rest." It was a harmless thought, a simple wish for recovery so he could continue serving his master with renewed strength. However, resting comfortably on a nearby hay bale was the farm cat, whose sharp ears picked up the quiet whisper. The cat's eyes gleamed in the dark. She loved sharing secrets and immediately misunderstood the poor horse's completely innocent intention. Without pausing to consider the context, the feline swiftly leaped down from the hay, eager to spread the new gossip. She trotted quickly across the damp grass, heading straight toward the large barn where the cow was resting peacefully tonight. The cat approached the cow and whispered dramatically, claiming the horse was deeply unhappy and wanted to stop working entirely. The cow chewed her cud, her large eyes widening in absolute shock at this unexpected and highly exaggerated new information. She could not believe the most hard-working animal on the entire farm would suddenly refuse to do his daily chores. The next morning, the cow met the goat near the water trough and immediately decided to share the shocking news. However, her version of the story changed slightly, making the situation sound much more severe than it actually really was. "Did you hear the news? The horse is planning to leave our farm because he hates working for the master." The goat gasped in disbelief, his ears twitching as he processed this completely distorted version of the horse's innocent wish. Unable to keep the secret, the goat quickly sought out the sheep grazing peacefully by the wooden fence that afternoon. The goat leaned in close, his voice filled with dramatic urgency as he whispered the newly twisted rumor to her. "The horse is extremely angry right now. He says our boss is incredibly cruel and treats him terribly every day." The sheep bleated in fear, her fluffy coat trembling at the thought of such blatant rebellion happening within their home. She worried about the consequences and felt an overwhelming need to warn someone before things got completely out of hand. Later that evening, the sheep spotted the rabbit hopping near the garden and hurried over to share the terrifying news. "Listen carefully," the sheep whispered frantically, her eyes wide with panic as she delivered an even worse version of events. "The horse has completely lost his mind. He is planning to abandon us and run away early tomorrow morning forever." The rabbit froze, his nose twitching nervously as he imagined the chaos that would erupt if the horse truly escaped. Fearing the worst, the rabbit decided that this dangerous information needed to reach human ears to prevent a massive disaster. He hopped swiftly toward the greenhouse where the old gardener was busy pruning the rose bushes under the setting sun. The rabbit squeaked loudly, catching the gardener's attention. He managed to convey the terrifying rumor through frantic gestures and sounds. The gardener understood the warning perfectly. He dropped his shears, his face turning pale with shock and deep, rising anger. He could not believe that the horse, who had always been treated so well, would plan such a vicious betrayal. Without wasting another second, the gardener rushed toward the main house, his heavy boots thudding loudly against the dirt path. He threw open the wooden doors and found the master sitting by the fireplace, reviewing the farm's recent financial ledgers. "Master, you must hear this immediately," the gardener shouted, breathless and trembling as he prepared to deliver the final rumor. "The horse is leading a rebellion against you. He plans to break the fences and destroy the farm tomorrow morning." The master stood up slowly, his eyes narrowing in furious disbelief as the fabricated words echoed through the quiet room. A dark shadow crossed his face, and he felt utterly betrayed by the animal he had trusted and fed for years. Blind rage clouded his judgment completely. He did not pause to question the gardener or verify the ridiculous, exaggerated claims. Instead of simply walking to the stable and observing his loyal companion, paranoia and immense anger completely consumed his mind. He paced back and forth across the room, convincing himself that a preemptive strike was necessary to protect his property. "I will not let that ungrateful beast destroy everything I have built," the master muttered coldly, clenching his fists tight. He walked over to a locked wooden cabinet, his heart pounding with misplaced vengeance as he retrieved a small box. Inside the box lay a lethal syringe, originally kept for putting severely injured animals out of their terrible, incurable misery. The night grew incredibly dark and silent as the master stepped outside, holding the deadly instrument firmly in his hand. A chilling wind blew across the farm, carrying with it the invisible weight of a tragic, entirely preventable upcoming disaster. The master approached the stable quietly. Inside, the exhausted horse was fast asleep, dreaming of a peaceful day of rest. The poor creature had no idea that his innocent wish had been twisted into a malicious plot of violent rebellion. Without waking him, the master ruthlessly plunged the needle into the horse's strong neck, injecting the fatal poison instantly inside. The loyal animal barely stirred, taking his final, quiet breath before his massive heart stopped beating in the cold night. By dawn, the farm was eerily silent. The animals gathered around the stable, staring in pure horror at the tragedy. The cat, the cow, the goat, the sheep, and the rabbit all realized the devastating consequence of their careless gossip, when their exaggerated whispers had directly caused the brutal death of the most honorable and hard-working friend they had ever known. The master stood over the lifeless body, a sudden wave of deep regret washing over him as morning light broke. He slowly realized that he had acted on blind rumors, never once bothering to ask his faithful servant the truth. A completely harmless expression of fatigue had been fatally distorted through a long chain of idle, irresponsible, and malicious gossip. This heartbreaking story serves as a powerful reminder of how incredibly dangerous unchecked rumors can be in our daily lives. Words have immense power. They can build strong bridges of trust, or they can entirely destroy innocent lives without warning. When we hear a shocking story about someone else, we must always pause and question its true source and validity. Never let the toxic poison of hearsay dictate your actions, especially toward those who have continuously proven their unwavering loyalty. By choosing to communicate directly and openly, we can easily prevent tragic misunderstandings and protect the valuable relationships we cherish. Remember that a distorted truth is often far more destructive than a simple lie, spreading like wildfire through dry grass. We must strive to be the ones who stop the rumor mill, choosing wisdom and empathy over sensational, dramatic whispers. Let the tragedy of the faithful horse inspire you to always seek the absolute truth before making any irreversible decisions. True wisdom lies in patience, understanding, and the courage to verify facts rather than blindly reacting to emotionally charged gossip. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey today. We deeply hope this profound lesson resonates within your heart. Until next time, stay mindful, stay compassionate, and keep seeking the truth right here with us at Golden Rule Wisdom.